When I came in the class of 2020, all the Bitcoiners from the class of 2014 and the class of 2012 and the class of 2016 used to snicker at me on Twitter behind my back, speculating about when I was going to rage quit or fear quit or throw in the towel. You know, and they were laying odds. Saylor's only going to last another 3 months. So, and then they say, well, the class of 2020, they got it so easy. Yeah, they didn't live through the block size wars, or, you know, they didn't live through the difficult times during the decade. Well, what I have to say to the class of 2022 is, you guys have it so easy. Anybody getting into Bitcoin right now has it so easy, because now I've counted, I've gone through 3 cycles, 3 boom and bust crashes, and I'm, you know, for all the OGs in the room, today I tweeted that, you know, starting to feel like a Bitcoin veteran. There's still a lot of people that are skeptical about me, but, you know, I will have arrived when the Bitcoin OGs say, I guess we're stuck with Saylor from this point forward. And there were questions about whether or not this was going to be embraced by regulators, whether this would be banned. A lot of people, you know, there are a lot of legitimate leaders in the United States who said this is going to be banned. They would either say it's going to be banned because it's a Ponzi, they were the deniers, or they said this is going to be banned. Jamie Dimon said it's just too good to be true, so it'll be banned. So there were the people that didn't understand it, and there were the people that understood it but thought it was too good, and so the government would take it away. And then when the China crackdown took place, everybody said, we see China banned it, and so that proves that it's probably going to get taken away. So the last 24 months have brought mainstream adoption and legitimacy to Bitcoin, and it wasn't there in the middle of 2020. In the middle of 2018 and 2017, we didn't know whether the forks were going to work or if you could fork Bitcoin, and we hadn't settled the basic principle that this was immutable and it should be power to the people and it should not be hijacked by the exchanges or hijacked by everybody that has a decent idea to fix it or improve it. But I think, you know, Len has said this, and I've said it too. I think the outcome of the block size wars was really critical to the success of Bitcoin as the world's greatest monetary asset. So if you were around during the block size wars, and if you fought on the right side of the block size wars, then you're really the OG. You guys should give yourself a hand.
Michael Saylor believes that Bitcoin has weathered the storm that was 2022 and has only come out stronger as a store of value, institutional asset, and has proven itself in the eyes of regulators. At the Bitcoin Pacific press conference, Saylor breaks down why what has transpired since he and his firm Microstrategy decided to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet has only strengthened his conviction in the space. Saylor and his company now own over 130,000 Bitcoin, and in this conference he puts to rest any speculation that he has lost conviction in the asset class or he will be forced to sell. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Saylor explains why the bad actors getting flushed out of the space has only given space for a new Bitcoin bull run to be born. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you enjoy finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free and you can always change your mind.
And so we arrive in the middle of 2022, and the question that we wondered, will this be banned, has been answered. No, this is not being banned. This is being embraced. Will it be hacked? No, it has not been hacked. No one can hack it. And in fact, the Bitcoin mining network is approaching 300 exahash. It's the most powerful computer network in the world. It's the most powerful crypto network in the world. And when people ask what backs Bitcoin, the answer is a crypto hashing network that would require 3.5 Earths worth of energy to 50% attack with conventional cloud computing from the best GPU companies in the world. So we've reached a point where it is embraced, it is not hacked, it is not going to be hacked, it is backed, and can it be copied? Yeah, it's been copied 20,000 times and they've all failed. And if you want to copy it, you have a simple roadmap. You just need to have an ethical launch by a founding team that takes no monetary interest in the asset. You need to give it to hundreds of millions of people. You need to back it with 300 exahash and 3.5 Earths worth of hash energy. And you need to avoid corrupting it with all of your silly ideas and youthful exuberance and all of your little functional aspirations and all of your other attempts to like accomplish something or do something that you read about last week on a message board. So that's where we are today. When we try to explain the difference between a centralized staked token and a decentralized proof of work token, we now have a few better examples, right? I think the meltdown of Terra and the meltdown of Luna and the meltdown of the Wildcat exchanges, the meltdown of FTT, the meltdown of FTX, all of those has put the fragility and the defect in architecture of the crypto industry front and center. I think another big part of what's going on right now is the other side of this, which is investors in the mainstream are going to understand based upon results why a digital commodity is a better idea than a digital security. And that's happening in front of our face. I also think that regulators are going to have to move. They're going to move much faster. And as they move much faster, they're going to lay down expectations of the registration process to become a digital security, a digital currency, a digital exchange, especially those three. Those are going to be hot buttons. And as that happens, what you're going to see is that 98% of the stuff in the crypto ecosystem is going to shake out. There's going to be a few strong players that will go through the registration process, and they will grow up to be a registered, fully disclosed currency, like a Circle or a Tether will have to become registered and regulated. There may be a few digital securities. There'll be a massive fight over what that means and what you can do with it. The digital exchanges, both the crypto exchanges and the DeFi exchanges, will have to register, and this entire Wild West environment will start to dissipate. It'll be like the meteorite that hit the Earth, 80 million years ago, and a lot of stuff will get wiped out. A few things will rise out of the crypto ecosystem that'll be cleaned up, and then a lot more mainstream actors will enter this space. Mainstream investors, mainstream banks, mainstream financial providers, registered companies, and the entire industry will take on a new character. So the idea of a digital exchange that gives you property rights, that works all the time, that doesn't charge you 100x more, that allows you to lend and borrow, these are good ideas. The problem in crypto, Corey, is they're all good ideas executed in a technically unsound fashion, in an ethically unsound fashion, and an economically unsound fashion. So the next step for us is clear out all of the unsound practices in the crypto industry and bring the good ideas to Bitcoin on top of Lightning, so that you should be able to run your exchanges via Lightning, your tokens via Lightning, your securities via Lightning. You should be able to run your currencies via Lightning. And why is it technically sound? Because it's channel-based. It's like a shared nothing, infinitely scalable architecture where only the value in the channel is at risk. It's just an obviously better way to give functionality to 8 billion people. Technically sound. Every other crypto chain is technically defective, unstable, unscalable, and to an engineer you could see that. So not only is it technically sound, Lightning's gas is Satoshi's. So you're using a commodity, actually a scarcity, but an ethical commodity as the gas fee, not an unregistered security. Therefore, you're not manipulating the token to run the network. And it's economically sound because it's based upon Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is the only digital scarcity, and Bitcoin has got the integrity and security to last 100 years. So what I would say to everybody in the audience, and especially the class of 2022, we have given you a good entry point into Bitcoin. We have answered the question of technology by showing you that the world's greatest decentralized technology is Lightning on Bitcoin. And you could launch 10,000 companies and solve 100,000 use cases in an ethically, economically sound, technically sound way. And you should just look at the first decade of crypto experiment was everybody showing you cool stuff and doing it in a wrong way. And the next decade is let's do all the cool stuff in the right way, in a way that build it to last.